The true rich don't flaunt their wealth. Truly wealthy people don't flaunt their wealth. Luxury items like bags worth tens of thousands of dollars, watches costing hundreds of thousands, sports cars valued at millions, even private jets and yachts, are part of the consumption habits favored by some of the truly rich. Let's be honest, these expensive items are made specifically for the truly wealthy. If they didn't like them, luxury goods wouldn't sell. However, the spending habits of the rich and the average person are on completely different levels. If I had to pinpoint the difference, I'd say it's their sense of ease. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to follow the channel for more insights about money and how to achieve financial freedom. Welcome to the Think Billion X channel. A girl earning $400 a month saved for half a year to buy an LV bag, not because she truly believes the bag is worth that much, but because she thinks rich people use luxury goods, so if I use them too, I'll become rich in others' eyes. Notice, buying an LV bag doesn't make her rich. In fact, she becomes poorer after the purchase. But what's important is that by buying the bag, others will think she's rich. This feeling of being seen as wealthy and admired is often called vanity. An extreme example of this can be seen in the urban elite ladies who know they can't afford luxury items but still pool money to buy them together, just to take photos and post on social media to show off their supposed wealth. Some people who suddenly come into a lot of money, often called new money, display their vanity by buying lots of luxury goods without caring if they suit them, as long as they can show off. Especially, the logos must be big, so people can see from afar that they're wearing expensive items. There's a saying, the more a person lacks something, the more they want to show it off. However, I don't entirely agree with this. New money likes to show off, but do they lack money? No. What they lack, more accurately, is the feeling of belonging to the upper class. Since they've become rich so quickly, they're still caught up in the excitement of sudden wealth, so they want everyone to know they have money. They need others to respect, even admire them, just because they have money. This shows an excessive attitude in displaying wealth, making outsiders feel uncomfortable. Actually, not only do outsiders feel this way, but many new money themselves feel uneasy. They don't believe they've earned so much money, so they constantly show off to confirm to others, yes, I am truly rich. A term opposite to new money is aristocracy. Clearly, aristocracy carries a much more positive connotation. The core difference is that aristocrats have had money for generations, while new money has only recently become rich. This is reflected in their behavior. Aristocrats rarely show off. It's not that they don't need recognition. They just don't need recognition from ordinary people. The term aristocracy implies a sense of lineage and class, as if they are a separate community, only needing recognition from their own class. They don't care about the opinions of outsiders, nor do they need to be recognized by them. Take buying bags as an example. Luxury bags often have large logos, but those are just the basic, not overly expensive lines. Meanwhile, the truly expensive and limited edition bags often don't have obvious logos. For instance, the Hermes Birkin bag, priced from $10,000 upwards, looks very simple. If you're not a luxury enthusiast, you might not even recognize it's an Hermes bag, let alone guess its price. The rich spend a fortune on these bags, but not to impress everyone, because they don't care about recognition from those who don't understand. What they seek is, if they pass another aristocrat on the street, they exchange glances, smile, and recognize that they belong to the same class. Understanding without words, that's the social meaning of luxury goods in their eyes. They don't need to show off to the masses. They only need to prove themselves to those who truly understand. This is also why many say that true aristocrats, when facing ordinary people, are humble, polite, and discreet. Because they're already certain they're wealthier than these ordinary people, they don't need envious looks to prove themselves. Thus, in the eyes of ordinary people, the demeanor of aristocrats is much more composed and refined than that of new money. This composure comes from not trying, even not caring if they're the higher class than aristocracy. In terms of wealth hierarchy, it might be hard to define, but in terms of attitude, there's indeed a higher level. While aristocrats, new money, and those who love sharing luxury items follow and set certain rules, within that system, the higher they stand, the more money they have, and the more accustomed they're to having money, the more composed they are. There's another type of person who completely transcends this system. While new money and aristocrats compare the value and size of luxury logos, this type has a different kind of composure. They don't use luxury goods to seek recognition or a sense of class. They might use a bag worth tens of thousands of dollars or one worth a few dollars. To them, a bag is simply for holding things and as an accessory. As long as it holds their stuff and matches their outfit or the occasion, it's fine. When they carry a bag worth tens of thousands, they don't look down on those with cheap bags, and vice versa. They don't use possessions to define themselves or others. This attitude is the highest level of composure, not condescending, but not arrogant either. It might sound like self-deception, but are expensive and cheap items the same? In reality, those who reach this level aren't deluding themselves. This composure is only possessed by two types of people. First, those who have truly seen and experienced the vast world. Their level of wealth is not inferior. They've seen and used the best things. To them, dining at a Michelin-starred restaurant or eating street food is just eating. Using an Hermes bag or a regular one is just using a bag. All these are normal parts of life and carry no extra meaning. Second, those who truly understand themselves. They have a strong belief in their own worth and don't need material things to prove it, no matter who they're facing. For example, Mrs. Chu Kai-Twin, a key assistant to Singaporean billionaire Li Ka-shing. When she earned her first significant sum, she strolled through a high-end shopping area. With the money she had, she could easily buy any bag there, but she didn't. At first, I thought it was self-restraint, but later I realized it was a deep understanding of herself and confidence. She knew that with her talent and abilities, having a bag at that moment was insignificant. In the future, she would surely have more wealth and stand in a higher position. Facing a row of expensive bags, she felt no rush or inferiority, only composure. Because she knew the most valuable thing wasn't the bag, but herself. The more psychologically mature a person is, the more they understand others' difficulties, yet they remain humble and polite. Through their interactions, they can empathize with others' struggles. During China's feudal era, Li Hongzhang was urgently sent to Nanjing for official duties. Passing through his hometown, Hefei, he decided to take the time to visit his old teacher, Zilin. When Li and his entourage arrived at Zilin's gate, the gatekeeper saw him in official attire with a feathered hat and official robes, panicked, and ran to inform. Seeing the gatekeeper's distress, Li immediately called him back and said, "Don't announce me. Could you lend me some ordinary clothes?" The gatekeeper was completely confused, but quickly found clothes for him. A servant, not understanding, asked why. Li replied, "If I wear this official uniform to see my teacher, it will show my official status, which might pressure him. Even if I want to reminisce, he'll surely feel uneasy. But if I remove my official hat and wear regular clothes, he'll be more comfortable and there won't be a sense of distance." Ordinary people might wear their success on their sleeve when they achieve status, but to act like Li Hongzhang, not showing off his high position, not announcing his title, truly understanding and respecting others' feelings, is something ordinary people find hard to do. I once had a friend, a famous investor in Singapore. Working in the investment market, he wore high-end suits with ties and meticulously matched sleeves every day. But whenever he attended class reunions, he wore a simple t-shirt and left his luxury car in the garage, choosing to take a taxi instead. He looked like an ordinary manager in Singapore. Even after more than 20 years since graduation, his relationship with his classmates remained as natural as when they were in school. Many asked him, "Why do you dress like that for reunions?" He answered, "Most of my old classmates don't have the material conditions I do. Not because they didn't work hard, but because I was lucky to be born in Singapore. My parents were successful first-generation entrepreneurs here, so my starting point was much higher than theirs. By changing out of my expensive suit and taking a taxi to meet them, I consider their feelings so they don't feel distant or hurt by comparison. Compare to friends who love to flaunt their wealth on social media. My friend is far superior." Author Haruki Murakami wrote in Men Without Women, "A true gentleman will never boast about the taxes he's paid or the women he's slept with. Those who are truly mature psychologically don't deliberately show off their achievements, titles, or possessions. They understand that there are many people in the world who are less fortunate. It's this empathy and understanding that makes them rarely flaunt their lives. The more spiritually mature a person is, the more they can empathize with others' hardships. This empathy also reflects a person's character and quality. Those who have experienced much in life understand the value of what they have." In the late Qing dynasty, Wang Wuwei, a renowned scholar, invited Puyi, the last emperor of the Qing dynasty, to his home. When Wang excitedly showed off his lifetime collection of antiques, paintings, and jewels, Puyi seemed uninterested. He even pointed to a few items and told Wang they were fake. Wang thought, "I chose all these based on my aesthetic and historical knowledge. How could they be fake?" Maybe he didn't look carefully. After Puyi left, Wang anxiously sought friends with deeper knowledge to help verify, then went to antique shops for expert opinions. The consensus was that those items were indeed fake. After this, Wang greatly admired Puyi, the young emperor with extensive knowledge. He humbly asked Puyi to teach him how to distinguish. Puyi said, "I don't understand the methods you talk about. I just look at those items and see they're different from what I have at home." Then, Wang began to understand that the truly valuable thing wasn't the items he had painstakingly collected, but the composure and freedom in one's perspective on life. Many people are complacent with what they have, but those who truly possess don't boast about possessing. As the saying goes, summer insects can't compare to winter ice. A well can't compare to the sea. Ordinary people can't compare to the wise. If someone hasn't truly seen the world, it's easy to live in their own bubble, often mistakenly thinking what they have is the best, forgetting how vast the world is. Recently, an actress appeared on social media with her views on choosing a partner in a reality show. She and other actresses discussed their criteria for a partner. They didn't talk about muscular or handsome men, but said she likes men who have seen the world, not naive ones. She calmly explained, "Only those who understand life and have seen the world know to cherish what they have. Seeing the world is a process of owning and experiencing. Through it, you understand what's real, what's beautiful, what's ugly, what's high, what's low, what's precious, what's cheap." Singaporean billionaire Li Ka-shing, with billions in assets, wears the same suit for 10 years. Out of 10 pairs of shoes, at least 5 are old. His watch is just a $130 one. Warren Buffett, the financial tycoon often topping Forbes' list, eats a $10 McDonald's meal daily. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's founder, drives a car worth less than $20,000 and wears simple t-shirts and jeans. The more one has seen the world, the more they understand their limits and depths. When you've experienced much suffering, your perception of the world deepens, and your self-awareness sharpens. You realize your shallowness and smallness, thus understanding what you truly need. In the journey from abundance to simplicity in life, you eventually understand what not to flaunt and what to cherish. The buzz on social media can't compare to inner self-awareness. In the first episode of Black Mirror Season 3, there's a story like this. In that world, there's a mutual rating system. Whenever people meet, they must rate each other from 1 to 5 stars. Thus, everyone values others' recognition and ratings highly. When taking photos, they choose the best angles. When meeting disliked colleagues, they still find ways to chat, smile warmly, or fake masks just to get high ratings to live in their dream homes. The protagonist needs to reach a 4.5 rating quickly. She must boost her score, meaning she needs many users to give her 5-star ratings. Disregarding everything, she attends a wealthy friend's wedding. Along the way, she encounters a series of mishaps, canceled flights, self-driving cars running out of gas, and being hurt when hitchhiking. Finally, she's abandoned by her best friend, causing her rating to plummet. Under immense pressure, she goes to extremes, unleashing all the dark forces in her mind and falling into a hopeless spiral. Vanity and extreme anxiety make her do anything to please this society. In the process, everyone gradually loses their sanity. Someone once said, "One of the signs of intellectual maturity is when you no longer care about how others judge you." Often, what we care about is just a casual remark or action from others. The greatest pain for a person is using others' thoughts and standards to control and judge their own life. Vietnamese writer Thanh Long once shared an interesting story. A friend of hers came to Hanoi for a conference. Due to a tight schedule, to save time, he took her to an industry reception. At the party, people ate and bragged. One said their company was about to raise funds. Another boasted about returning from Dubai, staying at the Burj Al Arab for a month. Another mentioned buying a villa. As she and her friend stood awkwardly in the corner, the CEO of the hosting company spotted her friend in the crowd, ran over to greet him, and thanked him for coming. He even personally gave him a business card. After he left, her friend's value at the party skyrocketed. Everyone came to ask questions, try to guess who he was. Her friend just smiled and said, "I'm just a researcher. We're working on a project somewhat related to their company, so we've met once." Later, the author asked her friend, "Why didn't you reveal your true identity at the party?" Her friend was the head of a project at a lab funded by the European Union with millions of euros, with research potentially worth hundreds of millions. But her friend just laughed and said, "So what? I'm still just a husband, a father with a 20-year mortgage. Every day is busy with various tasks like anyone else my age. I don't need others to affirm my value anymore." Many people always want to live in others' respect, enjoying admiring looks from everyone. For that, they're willing to display their status limitlessly, boasting about their talents, possessions, or achievements. These actions, trying to adorn their exterior with glamour, actually reveal their inner insecurity and smallness. The most important thing is truly yourself. In the work The Scholars, there's a story with profound philosophy. One retires from officialdom to his hometown. Another succeeds in business. In youth, ignorant of life's bitterness. In old age, understanding life's hardships. In our passionate youth, we always fear others looking down on us. With a little achievement, visiting a few places, meeting a few people, we want to wear our achievements like a badge so everyone can recognize and admire us. But true intellectual maturity is seeing the mountain as just a mountain. After seeing it's not a mountain, then seeing it as a mountain again. This inner journey leads to a change in thinking. Instead of waiting for others' affirmation, I prefer the solidity of my own inner world. Who am I? Where am I? What's my worth? I freely assess my own value without needing others' respect or recognition to satisfy myself. After many years, when you've lived half your life, you'll suddenly realize, besides the external scenery, the only one who can accompany you is yourself. As we walk with a mature heart over time, you'll understand that the only thing that can support your life, besides the scenery along the way, is yourself. True wealth isn't about how much money you have, but how you understand and use it. True wealth is an inner sense of fulfillment and self-worth. When someone truly understands this, their life becomes more relaxed and meaningful. The ease of the truly rich comes from a deep understanding of life and clear self-awareness. They know that true wealth isn't about external material display, but inner richness and realizing personal value. In this sense, the highest realm of wealth is spiritual freedom and transcending inner limits. So, when we talk about wealth, we shouldn't just focus on accumulating material possessions, but think more about how to mature intellectually and use life's wisdom to enrich our inner world. True wealth is an art of living, a manifestation of deep understanding of life. In this rapidly changing world, let's not forget our initial goals. Maintain a mature and calm heart, and pursue what truly matters. Let our lives be not just materially prosperous, but also spiritually rich and soulfully satisfied. That's the ultimate purpose of the wealth we seek. Thank you for following today's content. If you find my content valuable, don't forget to share it with friends and family. Follow me for more secrets about money. Goodbye and see you again.